Click the link in the description for your free Amsoil catalog. Before we get started, I'd like to give a quick shout out to some of our friends. The Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. Search for them on Facebook. Central Minnesota Pond Racing, some of the best vintage snowmobile racing in the Midwest. Crane's Snowmobile Museum, 172 Main Street in Lancaster, New Hampshire. The Vintage Snowmobile Club of America Quarterly Magazine. The New Hampshire Snowmobile Museum at Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown, New Hampshire. The Benedim YouTube channel, some of the best vintage snowmobile videos on YouTube. Ben's Vintage Mini Bike Podcast, the second Sunday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The Muscle Car Show and Tell Podcast, every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Second Chance Upholstery and Automotive, custom snowmobile and automotive upholstery in Derby, Vermont. I am your independent Amsoil dealer. Click the link in the description for your free Amsoil catalog. Lastly, if you decide to advertise with the Vintage Snowmobile Podcast, this could be part of your advertising message. Good evening and welcome to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here. Now, I have a robust lineup of vintage snowmobile entertainment on tap for you tonight. But before we get into all of that, I want to make sure that everything is working properly. So if you can see my face and hear my voice, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment. Please let me know where you're viewing this from and whether you are a first-time viewer or a regular viewer. Now, pardon me, to our first-time viewers, if this is your first time viewing the podcast, I hope you have a good time with us tonight, and I hope you decide to join us here each and every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, this podcast simulcasts to 8 different places across Facebook and YouTube. So wherever you're viewing this right now, just circle back in 1 week's time, and we'll be waiting for you with another fun-filled episode. Also, we're having an issue with Facebook this week, so we're only on YouTube. So thank you to those who are following us on YouTube. I'm looking at the counter, and we've got plenty of people on YouTube following us. So thank you for that. So to our regular viewers who are here week after week, month after month, and season after season, you are the ones who make this possible, and we really, really appreciate that. So we'll take a few comments here, and then we will get this party started. Our good friend Armin Buto is here saying, looking forward to tonight's show as I get ready for the vintage ride on March 14th in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. Proceeds of the sled raffle, which is a 78 Yamaha Exciter 440, the proceeds go to the Pittsburgh Fire and Rescue. So thank you for that, and I'll be putting a graphic up for that show a little later. Our good friend Ben from Vintage Mini Bike Lovers is here saying, good evening, coming in loud and clear, Carterville, New York. Looking forward to another great episode. Thank you for that. And we collaborate with Ben on a Vintage Mini Bike podcast, Rob and I do. That airs the second Sunday of every month at 8 p.m. We're reviewing this, just circle back at that time, and you'll be able to view the Mini Bike podcast. Pardon me, and I'm struggling with my throat tonight. Mike Whiteside is here, our good friend and regular viewer. Good evening, everyone, from Hank the Wonder Lab and I from sunny and 65-degree Illinois. Wow, that is warm for Illinois this time of year. Brian Van Haverbeek is in Ontario saying good evening. Nice to see you. Our good friend Jim Layton is here. He's going to be on in a few weeks, saying going to be a good 2 weeks here in northern Maine doing some vintage fun. Well, good for you. Glad to hear that. Bonnie Holbrook is here. Jim Holbrook. Jim Holbrook is using his wife's account tonight. From Thetford Center, Vermont, regular viewer, loud and clear. And I owe you an apology, Jim. I had an image I was going to show of us last week on the podcast, and I forgot to. So I'll be showing that in a few minutes to make up for that. I apologize. Pitt Grunt is here saying, sounding great on YouTube. Thank you for following us over on YouTube. Appreciate that. Mad Dog is here from Wisconsin checking in. Hello, all loud and clear. Well, thank you for that. Our good friend David at Alaska Railroad says, good evening, Mike and members from Wisconsin. My trip to Eagle River last weekend was awesome. 2.5 feet of snow. Even got to sit in one of their groomers, a piston bully. Yeah, good for you. Kevin Culhane is here. It says loud and clear in Sudbury, Ontario. Great to see you. Thank you for coming on. Ken Crozier is here at Oxbow Lake, New York. All clear. Thank you for that. Our good friend Eric at the Benedim YouTube channel is here. We collaborated with him quite a bit, and we thank him for that. be sure to check out the Benedim YouTube channel. Some of the best vintage snowmobile entertainment on YouTube is on his channel, so be sure and check that out. Cat Dudes is here. Hey, Mike, regular viewer in Michigan, getting ready for a 24-mile vintage ride tomorrow. Awesome. Enjoy that. Enjoy it vicariously for all of us if you possibly could. I don't know how you do that, but we ask you to. Brandon Emerson, our good friend, and last week's guest is here saying, I can hear you, Mike, from Williamstown, Vermont. Great to see you. Ivan Mayo is here, Sudbury, Ontario. Nice to see you. Thank you for that. And Old Ski-Doo, too. Reese Fleury is here from Tupper Lake, New York. Well, thank you, guys. We really appreciate that. Without further ado, we'll bring our friends on. And, yeah, gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Good.
Good, Mike. How are you?
Good, Mike.
Good,
Evening,
yeah.
Rob.
I'm doing
Welcome,
good,
Dirk.
Mitch.
Rob, Mike.
Yes, our good friend Dirk Siems is here. He's been on the podcast many times. He's out in Minnesota. He's a serious Polaris guy. And he's got some video clips that we're going to be looking at tonight from the Midwest Ride-In a couple of weeks ago out in Minnesota. Before we get into all of that, though, we do have something to report, and this is sad news. Bobby Dodge, who's a good friend to all of us in the vintage snowmobile community, has passed away. He passed away Sunday. He was on a vintage ride, and he had a heart attack. And I think by the time, if I understand the story correctly, by the time they got him to the hospital, he had passed, which is very sad. He was a good friend to all of us, but there is some comfort, I like to think, in that he passed doing something he loved. So rest in peace, Bobby Dodge. And in the second half of the podcast, we're going to be taking a bit of a deep dive on him, talking about him. And I've got a video clip and mid-testing stories. So please stay tuned for that in the second half of the podcast. So one more comment here, and then we're going to start looking at some video clips. Oh, yes. Reese Fleury says, rest in peace, Bobby. Sad news. Yes. He had a lot of friends in upstate New York and most of New England, and he was very well known. Even in the Midwest, he was well known. Great guy and a big loss. But anyway, so let me start queuing up some video clips here. Now, Dirk, this is the first one you sent, and it kind of sets up the situation there at the Vintage Snowmobile show. Is there anything you want to say about this to set it up for us, or?
I better see which one it is first. I guess I, kind of sent it to you a little haphazardly or whatever. So let's we'll watch it, and then I'll give you a little.
Sure. Maybe I'll play them, and then afterward you can comment on anything we should know, and then Rob and Midge and I will back to it.
That'd work well.
There we go. So like asking you to predict the future.
Getting lined up here for the Saturday morning trail ride. Sounds like it'll be about an 8-mile trail ride through the woods and whatnot. And first year this event has been at this location, UAM Pumpkin Pass. Looks like quite a spread they got here. And we'll end up back here after the trail ride. And then the sleds will be lining up over here at the show area. I just talked to this guy a little bit ago that we'll be counting the sleds at the start of the trail ride. So we'll see how many hundreds we have. Definitely hundreds of snowmobiles here. I'll get an update a little later on. Today we've got 71 Colt 340, and my grandson Easton, he's on a 250 Colt. So we're colting it up today. Hey Easton! Here we are. 71, and I believe it's a 73 or 74. I got so many Colts I can't keep track of which is which anymore. But a little on the chilly side, but light wind and sunshine, so it's good work.
There we go. So anything to add to that, Dirk? Anything we should know?
Well, I guess, just the, like I say, it was the first year of this event. We've been doing the event for about 35 years, and most of them are in a small town of Waconia, Minnesota, and then they moved around a little bit. But this is the first time at this site, and unfortunately, snow is, we were really short on snow, but they actually, for the trail ride, they actually went and pushed snow from out in the fields and whatnot, and had the trails rideable. They could have had, there's more trails in the area, could have done more riding, but they did an awesome job, doing it with the snow they had. And video is from Saturday and Friday. I didn't go there on Friday, but it was quite a bit colder, like 20 below. So that takes a little bit of the fun out of it.
Sure.
But it was closer to 0, if I remember right, here on Saturday.
Gotcha. Now, Midge, Rob, any reactions to this?
Boy, when Minnesota has a sled show, do they ever have a sled show?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah. Well, they do. They do claim this is the world's largest gathering of vintage snowmobiles. I don't know who came up with that.
I'm not going to argue with it.
No, me neither.
It's big.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
And Rob?
Derek, didn't you know the colder it gets, the faster they run?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good experience to do that with your grandson.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was a lot of fun. I think he enjoyed it almost as much as me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. That's a great thing to do with your grandchildren.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Very good.
And he's the future of this hobby, this experience.
Yeah.
Because if he can get excited about it, he might put on shows of his own someday.
Yeah, he's a good little rider too. So it's not like I'm putting along because he's with me. I'm usually trying to slow him down.
Sure.
How old is he?
Got
He's
a
just
sled.
10, but
Oh yeah.
I had all my kids and all my grandkids. They were riding by the time they were between 5 and 6. So I've had a couple generations of young snowmobilers.
Good.
Now we've got comments coming in. David from Alaska Railroad says he had a 73 Colt SS 340 that he rode for 3 years with 0 issues. Great sled. Very cool.
They were.
Good to hear it.
Great little sled.
Yep.
And we've got some more comments coming in about Bobby Dodge. Mike Whiteside is saying thoughts and prayer to Bobby's family. David from Alaska Railroad says, rest in peace, Bobby. God bless his family. Armin Buto says, no audio. Hopefully that's resolved. Let me know if that's still the case. Armin, I don't know that there's much I can do about it. It sounds like everyone else can hear, so I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, Mike Whiteside says, is this a hobby or is this an addiction? And when you look at that crowd, I think the answer is clear. Yes. Well, cool. Well, let me pull this away because we've got a ton of video clips to look at tonight. So we do have to keep this moving if we're going to get to them all. So let's look at this one, and then we'll react to it on the other side.
Getting ready for the trail ride to start. Got our Colts in the lineup here. Going to be a pretty good haze of blue smoke coming around. I'm sure it'll get to be more in a minute. Got a little guy there.
Good times right there. Cool to see that mini. That little radio controlled. But anything to add to that, Dirk?
No, I guess like you say, that little sled did catch my eye there, and other than that, I guess it isn't the greatest view of the quantity of sleds looking down over the lake there, but when there's going to be more snow, hopefully next year when they have it there, that lake is be a really nice addition just for somebody that isn't interested on a trail ride, just to go down and do a little riding locally. That's going to be a nice asset to the site. But it was glare ice this year.
Nice.
Was your trail ride just around the lake, or did you guys go through the woods and stuff like that?
No, they actually went through the woods. There's actually Minnesota has lots and lots of snowmobile trails, and there's actually a few different trails that kind of converge in this area, but where they weren't able to really treat the trails with TLC and get some snow on them, we just didn't have enough snow. But So they actually call this event a ride-in, and that back in Waconia, that's what they used to do. People would trailer their sleds with like in 20 miles of the event and then ride into the sled, or into the show. And they're trying to kind of bring that aspect of the show back at this site. So hopefully with some snow, they'll be successful with that.
Nice.
Yeah, for sure. And Midge, reactions to this?
I'm amazed at the vast, wide open country.
Yes.
Let's see, where I am, Mount Washington is about 20 miles away, and it takes up most of the real estate.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and we've got the Kilkenny Range just outside of town, and they're 4,000 feet high. So,
Wow.
Lancaster is in like a little valley with mountains all around it,
Yeah.
as Mike can attest. And
Yes.
so when I see something like this where you can see sky of that magnitude, that just it's amazing. I mean, look at the riding you can do out there.
Well, they're close to the prairie.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
And then we've got a question for Dirk.
Upstate New
Cat
York
dude.
is like that too.
Sure.
Okay. I see this question from Cat Dudes there.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, he's wondering about the locations. Yeah, and I've been to all of the locations. I've probably been to. They've been doing it. I believe it's 35 years, and I've probably been to 20 of them over the years. And it's hard to beat Waconia, the original site. And when they first moved to ERX Park, that's a big speedway where they have racetracks and everything else there, and permanent concessions, and it's really kind of the Disney World of a snowmobile event. But partly, the costs got high, and then when the snow wasn't good there, it was kind of just a mud pit, if you didn't have good snow. And so I'd have to say I like Waconia the best, the original, but that's changed, that's grown, and it's just not practical to have it there anymore. And I loved ERX the first couple of years they were there, but then when I was there on some off years where they didn't have good weather and stuff, it wasn't best. So hopefully this will be more like Waconia going forward, hopefully.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then Steve McLean says, hear a wankle in the background.
Well, Steve could pick out the sound of an engine. He's a absolute vintage snowmobile fanatic, would be an understatement. And he has a lake place close to me at Ottertail, but he's out in North Dakota. And so we never have problems finding things to talk about as far as old snowmobiles when he's at the lake.
Nice.
So good to see you, Steve.
And then Mike Whiteside said, beans and corns in the summer. Is this an ag field in the summer?
Actually, it's a pumpkin patch in the summer.
Pumpkin patch.
A guy. It was a family that owned a bunch of land there, and they were basically farmed, and then they kind of got out of traditional farming, and so they have a big venue there for hosting events and stuff. But they do the typical pumpkin patch, where the fall is their time where they're picking pumpkins, and they got corn maze and all this. That's kind of what it's called, Dean's pumpkin patch. That's what the venue is actually called.
Nice. I wonder if it's a sincere pumpkin patch. That's an obscure reference to the Charlie Brown Halloween, where he talks about the great pumpkin, and you're only going to find the great pumpkin in a sincere pumpkin patch.
The great pumpkin can definitely be found here.
Nice. Well, good. So let me pull this video clip away here, and we've got some more to look at here. Okay, here's a clip of a trail ride. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
He,
Oh yeah.
yeah, he handles that sled pretty well.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
It's kind
Yeah,
of fun when we get out. We got lots of places just to ride around home here and stuff. And like you say, he's definitely a fun to ride with. When he's a teenager, it won't be as fun because I won't be able to keep up to him anymore.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And Rob and Midge, reactions to this?
It looks like he's doing good keeping up with you now.
Yeah, Daddy does.
Yeah.
So the two Polaris is the one that I'm riding with the red seat, and then the other one, the one with the red seat, just a kind of a point of interest. So my grandpa bought me a snowmobile after my grandma died when I was 13 years old, and it was that exact same model. And I was looking for an engine for my original one, and then I found this one that someone had restored. So it's not actually the same sled that I rode when I was 13, but it's the exact same model. And I mean, yeah, they must have been about the same serial number out the line. They're identical sleds. And then the other little 250 single that my grandson's riding, I bought that from some people that I was just the second owner of that. And actually my three kids that are all grown basically learned on that sled, and then my grandkids. So it's pretty amazing that it looks as good as it does.
Yeah, a lot of
They're
history.
a tough
a lot of
sled,
family.
boy.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're a tough little sled.
They sure are.
Yeah.
yeah. And then Steve McLean is saying, Dirk, I think you need a greasy triple, he says.
Yes. Steve probably knows I do have a greasy triple. I just had it running in the garage today. I do have an old XLT. That's my new sled, an XLT, but it's getting kind of tired and whatnot. But I have been riding that this year. I get the most enjoyment out of my old Colts, though, to be quite honest with you.
Nice. And then our good friend Eric at the Benedim YouTube channel says those trails look mint considering the low snow. Yes, for sure.
Yeah, it was really impressive how they said they did. They went out during that week, and any drifts they could find, they pushed onto the trail, and then they ran the groomer on there. And yeah, I couldn't believe, because I wasn't even going to bring sleds, because that's what I go for, is the trail riding. I didn't think they'd have any snow, but they said, "Oh no, you'll be able to ride." So then I decided to take sleds. So
yeah, that's impressive.
yeah.
And then Moto Skiad, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, is saying, good evening, gentlemen. Nice to see you. Thank you for being with us tonight. Well, cool. So let me pull this away here. We've got plenty more to look at. Let's see, video clip 4. Oh, trail ride stop. All right, this is where they all stop and gather on the trail ride.
Oh, there they are. They got in front of us somehow.
That's quite the pipe on that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, he's actually got I think it's like a 440 air-cooled Indy engine out of an Indy in that Colt, and he tried to get a pipe under the hood, but he couldn't fit it in there, so that he came up with this as the next best thing. But yeah, it's all converted over to a rubber track, and it's a real functional snowmobile without a doubt.
Nice.
Some of the early TXs had pipes out beside the cab like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you use them for heating up your meal on the trail?
Yeah,
Cook on it. The beans and hot dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrap it up in aluminum foil and set it right on there.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, and then David from Alaska Railroad has a question for you, Dirk. Wondering if you own a TXL.
I do not own a TXL. I'm familiar with it, but no, I don't have a TXL. Trying to think. So a friend of mine's got a couple TXs, and one of them's an older, like a 70s, with the engine sticking out of the hood. And then his other one, he kind of, put like a modern suspension and stuff under there. And I can't remember what what model that started out as, but TXL I am familiar with, but do not have one. No.
Sure. And then we've got a comment from our good friend Ben at Vintage Mini Bike Lovers. He's saying, rest in peace, Bobby Dodge. A traumatic loss, but I'm praying for his friends and family and all of those involved that they can find solace knowing he passed on doing something he loved. Yes, absolutely. Oh, and this is Moto Ski Ad is Glenn Ford, our good friend Glenn Ford from Vernon Center, New York. Nice to see you, Glenn. Cool deal. All right, so let's pull this away. We're going to do one more, and then we're going to do announcements and AMSOIL, and we'll get right back into it. Okay, here's the Trail Ride Road Crossing. Let's take a look.
I don't know. Almost like the original Colt. Here comes another group. John,
It's another exciter.
yeah? That's not quite as excited. Hang on here, John.
Yeah, some nice drive-bys right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that we were all kind of funneled together because they had to, due to the lack of snow, they had to cross a road in a place they didn't really want to have a road crossing, but they didn't have snow over where they typically got off. This is a different lake we're on there than we saw back at the site. But it was, like they say, they had flag people there stopping cars and stuff, so it was nice because with that many snowmobiles going by there, I'm sure that the traffic on the road, it wasn't a major highway, but there was a backup of cars while people were crossing, and so that was pretty nice. And you might notice there's a lot of 90s sleds, and I think if there's some video from the actual back at the show, I think there might be later, you'll see there's lots of, because that was kind of like a 90s race sled was kind of, they usually pick out.
Looks like a
some
PDC there, like I got.
What was that?
It looks
Oh,
like
right there.
a Polaris right there, PDC.
I thought that was you, Mitch.
74. Yeah, it looks like a 74. It's either an original or it's a replica.
Okay.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Now that you mention
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. As the snowmobiles were going by, I heard my grandson in the background say, "There's another exciter," because I have a Yamaha exciter, 1980. I'm a second owner of that, and that's still a really rideable sled. But you can imagine how my grandson is always drooling to take the exciter, which I'm a little nervous about because it goes a bit faster than the Colts.
Yes. Oh, and then we've got a comment coming in here from our good friend Rob Grover. In fact, we've got a video clip from him we're going to play in a few minutes. He's saying planning on getting his sleds to the ride-in. Good. And he's a big cat collector. Well, cool. So I'm going to pull this away here. And Rob, if you're ready, we're going to put you full screen here and give you a chance to talk to us about AMSOIL.
We're ready. Hey, a number of times we talked about all the benefits of the engine oil, the 5W30. We've also talked about all the different kinds of two-cycle oils AMSOIL has and the benefits. And a real neat squeeze container. So handy to fill up a rear end or transmission with a container like that. But we always talked about different things AMSOIL has. Like if you ordered $100 worth, they had a free gift for you. They had a keychain. They had the 6-way screwdriver. They had the funnel. They had a package of 10 mil sockets. Why is 10 mil the most popular one people lose? I don't know why. And a couple times they had the little car that you built. And last month they had a mug that looks like a barrel. And for the retail guys, when they order, they could also get a clock. But the promotion things they have on right now, if you went on to Facebook and you went on to AMSOIL ICA and you go on their website, and they have a promotion thing on there where you can win a $450 remote control car, or a $300 shopping spree, or 3 people are all going to win $150 worth of Amsoil. All you got to do is take a picture of your favorite Amsoil product you used and say that I've been using this for years, or I just started using this, or this is my first product I just bought, and your name automatically goes in for that draw. Great way to find more easy products, and a good way to find promotions.
Yes.
And do you have that video I sent you, Mike, about it? That's the gift you get this week. Up to the 24th, if you order $100 worth, you get that screwdriver with the light and everything on it.
Yeah, let me see if that video is handy. Because it was.
This is the video Amsoil has on Facebook.
Yeah, I downloaded it, but I don't think it's in the folder here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I apologize. I know we had talked about that, and yeah, I don't know where that landed.
And these little things, it says for 8 years and up. Man, I had a tough time putting it together. 75 pieces.
Wow. But we do have this.
But if you go on the Amsoil on Facebook, Amsoil ICN, Amsoil Inc., and that's the home page. The ad's right on there. All the racing information's on there and everything. But you just click on and do a little comment about any kind of product you use, and your name automatically goes in the draw for all those prizes.
Nice. Well, cool. And also, if you want a free catalog, there's a link in the description. And we ask you always to use my referral number that you'll see in the description. That way, Rob and I get credit for it. I'm signed up as an Amsoil dealer under Rob, so when you order through me, he and I both benefit. And Amsoil is how we pay the bills around here. He loves.
I have a real neat T-shirt that says, "I love the smell of two-cycle in the mornings."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. Well, cool.
Back to the video, Mike.
Yes. So a few announcements. I neglected to do this last week, and I apologize, but our good friend Jim Holbrook, Midge and I ran into him at the Crane Show last weekend, had a great visit with him, as we always do whenever we see him. But it was great to see him, and we had this Kodak moment here. You can see the wind and the snow going by in that photo. It was quite a day, but always good to see him. And what was the other thing? I've got a video clip from Rob Grover that I'm going to play. He's a cat collector, and he sent me this. Let's take a look at this, and then we're going to spend a few minutes talking about Bobby Dodge. But let's take a look at this video here from Rob Grover. Yeah, beautiful cat right there.
Yeah.
But reactions to that, guys?
The fit and finish on those cats were unbelievable.
Yes. It's true, because from 72 to 73, the cheetah and the panther, for that matter, totally different body style, and they really stepped it up a whole.
They did.
Several levels.
Cadillac of snowmobiles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were one of the top sleds of the day.
Yeah, it was.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, cool. And we thank Rob Grover for that footage. We appreciate that. Always good to see cats, for sure. But, I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about our good friend Bobby Dodge, who passed away on Sunday. Good friend of this community, and definitely one of one of this community's finest, I think is the way I want to say it. It's a big loss to lose him. He wrote for the Vintage Snowmobile magazine. He was associated with the New Hampshire Snowmobile Museum. I think he might even have been a board member, but don't quote me on that. I'm not certain exactly what the relationship was there, but he was associated with the museum. And I know Midge has some comments about him. Midge knew him quite well.
Yeah, Bobby came with the New York group back in 2014 when we had our 50th Grand Prix reunion race. And after the racing was all over with on Sunday afternoon, I had a sheet of paper in front of me, and I was trying to pronounce the names of some of these New York racers that had won there. And Bobby came up, put his arm around my shoulder, and he says, Midge, he said, you having trouble with that? He says, listen, he said, I know all these guys. If it's okay, I can do this for you, and not a problem. I said, Bobby, have at it. So I handed him the mic, the piece of paper. He knew all the names. He knew how to pronounce them, and he made it look easy. Ed Stab came up afterwards, and he says, he said, I wish Bobby hadn't have done that, Midge. He says, I apologize. He said he shouldn't have horned. I says, no, yeah, Bobby was all right. I said he helped me out there. It doesn't matter who does the announcing as long as it gets done.
Yeah.
So
and a lot of those names were hard to pronounce.
So
yes.
Yeah, that's one of my memories I have of Bob.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I remember him from Old Forge, New York in 2022 at the National Show. He and I were on the stage when they were having the award ceremony. He was one of the announcers doing that. And I was on the stage doing video, so I wasn't announcing or anything, but he and I were on the stage together doing the awards like that. And I've got at that show, I met up with him. I can't really call this an interview. It's just he and I just kind of joking around and visiting with each other. Just about a 2-minute clip here. Let me load it up. And this is just kind of a moment we had. I was out on the floor in the main hall doing video, and he came along and we just started kind of joking around. And yes, right here. Let's take a look.
You still out here bothering people?
Oh yeah, I'm harassing everyone I can find.
So I
Say hi to Bob, guys.
Hi guys, I get to do the sled that was never uncrated.
Oh wow.
So, yeah.
How did I miss that?
Well, no, we have a couple of judges to work together, so I'm waiting on my buddy.
John Boy Walton owns that. Richard Thomas.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
How about that?
This sled, I believe, was at Boonville back in 2010.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know why that was never uncrated? Because they never get snow on Walton's mountains. See, you put it all together. Grandpa, yeah.
But it was funny when this came out. There was a few of them. Russ Dio used to be a big chaparral and rup guy, and Russ had a gorgeous rup. He had it documented of it coming out of the trailer that had sat out in the woods for years. And I actually just saw Russ up at the Argyle show a couple of months ago. It was great to see him. He had the rup, and it just seemed though when one came out, all of a sudden they were all coming out. A lot of crated stuff. So you got to really look at the packaging
To see if it was real.
Yeah, I'll see if it's the real deal.
Because you can fake that easy.
Oh yeah.
But that's impressive. And it's got the skis strapped to the side and everything, and just like it would have arrived.
And a lot of guys, back in the day, a lot of guys would take delivery on this to save themselves $20 for the set.
Oh, for the set assembly,
That's
yeah.
what it was for the assembly, and then
Sure.
it got to be $100 or something. And now look at the 2022. I'm sure that's a few bucks.
A few bucks, yeah. I bet that's 15 to 20 grand easy.
That's 20. That
20 plus, you
roughly
think?
20 plus.
Wow.
Yeah,
Amazing.
And that's Smith Marine. That's our biggest sponsor here.
Oh, nice.
So thanks.
Yeah, let's give them a shameless plug.
Oh yeah, there's
Smith Marine, Old Forge, New York.
Yeah, his grandfather owned this originally. So if you see him, he's an interesting guy.
Nice.
So
And do they do brands other than Ski-Doo, or do they have boats
I
in the
don't
summer?
know what
or?
they do up here now. I don't know. I used to ride a lot in Old Forge, but the knees just can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
So I hung it out.
Sure.
So you notice I get to stand on a cement floor all day.
Yes, yeah. Feeling that.
Yeah, it's all good.
Well, cool.
Okay, man.
Yeah, good seeing you again.
See ya. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, good times with Bobby Dodge.
Yeah.
But anything more to add to that, Midge? Or?
He was a wealth of knowledge. He's going to be missed, really. There wasn't too many people that didn't know Bobby Dodge.
It's true.
You know, he, yeah.
And his passion for vintage snowmobiling, I don't know that I've ever met anyone with a passion as intense as that.
Right.
Yeah, he really had a strong passion for it.
Yeah.
And Rob, Dirk, anything to add to this?
Like,
go ahead, Midge. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say it's It's like if you had a complete set of encyclopedias and you threw 5 away on snowmobiling. That would be Bobby Dodge.
Yes.
You know, it just it's a big loss there as far as the wealth of knowledge.
Yes.
Nice speech
Go ahead,
about him,
Dirk.
Mitch.
Yeah, you see, it sounds like he's a wonderful guy, and like you say, it's pretty fun to get to know someone that knows more about vintage snowmobiles than yourself sometimes, even if you know a lot. So I'm sure, like you say, you guys are going to miss him a lot. So
Yeah.
the other thing, kind of on a side note from there, when I saw that snowmobile in the crate, it brought back memories. They're local in our little town. They sold Yukon Kings, and I don't even know if assembly was an option. You just go in and they'd take one off the shelf and shove it in your pickup. You go home and put it
Off you
together.
go.
So I hadn't really seen one in the crate. That's not a Yukon King, I know, but it
Sure.
kind of reminded me of that because they were orange also. But seeing them in a crate, that's the way I usually saw them.
Nice. Hey, go ahead, Rob. Did you have something to add? Or
That was a good speech you did, Mitch. Yeah.
Yeah,
he was a great
gonna miss
guy. So yes, rest in peace to our good friend Bobby Dodge. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. And I'm
He's
trying
in
to
the
think.
Hall of Fame out there in the Midwest.
Oh, he is. Good.
I think it's in the International Snowmobile Hall of Fame in Saint Germain, not Saint Germain, Eagle River.
Nice. Well earned too, I might add.
Yeah.
Now we've got a couple of events to talk about. The Vintage Snowmobile Ride coming up in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire, March 14th. Do not want to miss that if you have the ability to go to that. Also, the Proctor Classic, Duluth, Minnesota, February 28th. That's coming right up. So that's a great event as well. And thank you to people who share their event information. And thank you to people like Dirk who share video clips with us of events they go to. This is great, you know, because most of us here are in the East and we don't get to go to the events like that. So it's nice to see what other people are doing. So we really appreciate when someone like Dirk shares video clips with us. And that's a perfect segue to pulling up some more clips here. Now here's the Sana cutter. This is an interesting story. Check this out.
I would have never guessed that.
There, how's that, Easton?
My granddad.
If you were cold, you just stay in there. So this contraption here, first time I've ever seen a conversion like this. This was a one-man sauna, and we converted it into a little sled behind the snowmobile, all enclosed. I think you said you used to stick your head out down here on the bottom. Got some nice Polaris skis on it.
Great idea. We sold the last
Keep
one.
nice and warm in there.
Got it still.
Pulled by the super rat sled. Even got the rat riding it out there. All color coordinated. And the guy with the fuzzy hat and the black suit, he popped out of that when they pulled up. So the little cozy, I think it fits Easton better, but pretty neat contraption.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah.
So if I understand that, that's something that came from Europe. It was originally a sauna, and then somebody converted it into a cutter, so it's like an enclosed cutter.
Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't even really understand exactly. It was almost like it was like on its like rotated as the sauna, because you used to stick your head out of it and your body would be in it, and he blocked that hole off somehow, and then he cut those windows in it. Of course, it didn't have the windows, but it was just when that thing pulled up, and I was sure there'd be a little kid that popped out of there, and that guy had to be 6'2" that got out of that little sled, and then my grandson Easton, that's when he had to check it out. So it looks tight for him, but that guy in the black suit right there, he popped out of that thing when they pulled up, and I just started laughing. I couldn't believe that how you can get himself folded up inside of that. And just a side note, there's a little warming shack in the background. So this is right on the trail system. This is a little warming hut behind there, and they had had coffee and cookies and whatnot there, and kept the fire going there all day, and it was right off the trail. So, like I say, once that site gets a year with some good snow there, it's going to be a really fun place to ride. And I love to go to the shows, but I really love to do the riding of the old sleds. Is really what I'm into. So I'm anxious for next year with some more snow.
Oh, for sure. The reactions, Rob, Midge?
That thing is
I like
cool.
seeing different things like that. That's unique.
Yeah.
Especially the machine pulling it.
Yeah.
Who would have ever thought, huh?
Yeah. And a little later, we'll take a closer look at that machine towing it, too. That's quite an image to behold. It's got a
The
cat
base
engine.
looks like it has more money tied up in it than the machine does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we've got comments coming in here. Let's see. Let me find my spot. Okay. So Cat Dudes says, I love old cats. I think he's reacting to Rob Grover's video. And let's see. Oh, and 11 Zome says, hi, Papa. Possibly reacting to the Bobby comments we were making about
that's
Bobby
actually
Dog.
Yeah, so that's actually my grandson that commented there, Easton.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's Easton.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, Easton. Cool deal. Cool deal. Oh, here we go. And he's Dirk is messaging him saying, hi, Easton. Have you been watching? Nice. Okay. And here we go. Rich Shad says, rest in peace to Bobby Dodge. Good evening, everyone from Cleveland, New York. Thank you for that. Old Skidoo 2 says he had a great memory and he had been everywhere. Talking about Bobby Dodge. Yes.
Yes.
Ken Crozier says, rest in peace, Bobby Dodge. Was just talking to him the week before at the Great Eastern Whiteout. Wow. Oh, here we go. My name is Easton Solom. I'm in Dirk's grandson, and that is me in the mini trailer. Very cool.
Now he's a great driver.
Yeah.
Yes. Let me see if I can go in for a close-up. There we go. That's him right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. He's a YouTube sensation now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Stephen McLean says that Ski Daddler came out of the Ed Webb collection. Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. All right, so let me pull this away. We've got plenty more to look at here. We're not even halfway through. Here's the rat sled. This is interesting also. This is
the hottest thing?
Huh?
Oh, I thought you jumped like it was hot.
It runs, that is probably, I think I got like $80 in this thing. It runs like $1 million. It blows a lot of time. It's not like 100% jetted. No.
It's got a cat engine in there.
Every once in a while in the cold, it don't like cold very much. It's better to be too rich to.
Cool. Yeah, I was noticing that had a cat engine in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was just going to say
Motor skis.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Steve.
What's on the hood?
Steve McLean commented on that. He's the guy that would definitely, like you say, recognize what collection it came out of. He's definitely a serious vintage sled guy. So someday we'll have to pry into his arsenal of sleds and do a live video.
Yes.
Someday, Mike. That would be awesome if we can talk Mike or Steve into doing that.
Definitely. We should think about that for next season. The rest of this season is booked, which is a nice problem to have, but that means we can't book anything else. But definitely let's work on that for next season for sure. But go ahead, Midge, Rob.
I didn't realize what was on the hood at first, but I noticed it's the rat up there.
Yes. And go ahead, Midge.
I'm just going to say it looks like a rat rod.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So let me pull this away. We're just getting started here. Another clip. Now here's the Nutter.
Yep. 74 links. Yep. And you got the hot motor in it or what?
Yeah, I got the C motor in it.
Okay, Kawasaki 292C?
Yep, 292C. It's got the HD carb on it.
Sweet.
Yep.
Cool.
Got a custom seat done for it. Definitely got my butt kicked the first race I was in.
All right, that's what I was wondering. Where'd you race at?
Up at Rush Lake, Vintage Snowmobile Racing.
Okay.
Yep. It was
right,
a fun time. Yeah.
Well, let's see the motor. I always got to look under the hood. I love the colors. This thing stands out. There you go. That's what we call a rib for her pleasure common duster.
You want to show you the rib clutch.
I wanted to show you my rib clutch. Yeah.
And then, yeah, you can see they have to have an angle adapter for the carb to fit around the clutches. But, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, man, it's been a fun build. Learning a lot. Everyone's been a great help. All the races I've been to, everyone's helping out. And it's a great community. And I'm having a fun time with it.
It is. One long race, it's great.
Yeah.
So, big question. Are you guys going to hook up with the Wild Bill Racing Circuit and run the Wild Bill 20 this spring?
I don't know about that. I've never heard
Okay,
about it.
we'll talk about it after we're done filming.
All right, I think it's a yes then.
All right. Well, cool. Thanks for showing me your sled.
Hey, thanks man. Appreciate it. That's awesome.
Cool.
So the guy doing the interviewing in the black coat there, that's I guess his first name is John, but Nutter's Speed Shop, and he does a bunch of ditch riding and rebuilding, and he's it's kind of a fun YouTube channel to follow. I didn't get a chance to visit with him there because my grandson had other ideas. He saw some other shiny object, or I was going to visit with John there a little bit.
Nice. I have seen his channel now that you mention it. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Another Speed Shop. Look for it on YouTube for sure. And go ahead, Rob, Midge.
Did he say the carb was between the clutches?
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Let me see.
Yep. It was
All right,
a fun time. Yeah.
Well, let's see the motor. I always got to look under the hood. I love the colors. This thing stands out. There you go. That's what we call a rib for her pleasure common duster.
You want to show you the rib clutch.
I wanted to show you my rib clutch. Yeah.
And then, yeah, you can see they have to have an angle adapter for the carb to fit around the clutches. But, wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, man.
Gotcha. So an angle adapter to fit around the clutches for the car.
Just a 45-degree angle for it doesn't touch the secondary.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And in the background, there's a Chrysler.
Oh, yes, the Snow Runner. Yes.
Yeah.
Good call. I did not notice that. You got good eyes, Rob. And then our
That's
good friend
pretty
Ben
little
is
sled.
saying, yes. Ben is saying, thanks for sharing these great clips, Dirk. He says, great to see the younger generation invested in the hobby. Yes. That is the future of this.
Right.
Right.
I don't know, Derek. Did he invest or the grandfather did?
Yes.
Actually, the funny thing is, like I say, that snowmobile with the red seat was this thing that my grandpa bought me. So just think of my grandpa getting me a snowmobile in 1973. You know how many generations he's went through, and it's the same snowmobile for all intents and purposes.
Yeah, history
Wow, just
repeats
imagine.
itself. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Here's another clip here. This is clip number 9 of 14. So we'll keep going here.
This is all the non-show snowmobiles, trailers for miles, and this is the closed parking. Lots more parking up over the hill. I'm interested to find out what the trail ride count was today, but we're gonna take a little look around here. We got Nutter's Speed Shop here. You're gonna see him on his YouTube channel here one of these days.
I mean, it's free down. It's just a trail ride.
Pretty much watch him regularly, but he's kicking the tires on this Arctic Cat and trying to promote some upcoming racing.
Yeah, nice. Any reactions to this, guy?
Paul Crane's got one of those little bike things there. Little.
Oh, the Chrysler Snow Runner?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty unique. That's for sure. My neighbor and good friend, he's restored a couple of those and resold them. I don't know if he's currently got one or not, but he just lives a couple houses down, and he's he's an airplane was an airplane mechanic and then a house builder. So they say he's a craftsman. When he rebuilds something, it's better than new. And so he kind of took a love to those little Chryslers. They're kind of an odd little thing to try to ride, though, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I got a customer that's asked me every year, have I found a track for his? He can't find a track for one.
Yeah, I bet that's hard to find. Yeah. There's a guy that shows up with one of those. I think his name is Phil Shaddle. He shows up with that at the Newport Center, Vermont Vintage Ride most years. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah. Does he ride it around?
Yes.
Well, it's pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're talking about being invested in this. Yeah. As far as being invested in vintage snowmobiles, Ben is saying Easton was actually there, Rob. So in my mind, that's 3/4 of the battle. Yes. Yeah. And then Mike Whiteside is saying, great show, fellas. And he's saying that because it's almost the top of the hour. But we've still got 4 or 5 more clips to go. So if you guys are game, I'd like to keep going. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Sure.
Excellent. All right. So let me pull this one away here. We've got some more clips to look at.
I don't know where they are. We're trying to keep an eye out. I got my hat on, so they should be able to find it. Yeah. I'll give my.
I go back to the mini sleds back there.
Okay. Got my grandson Easton here. Guess we're going to go look at the mini sleds now. The sleds for this insane amount of sleds here registered in the show today. Been a little cool here in Minnesota, but today at least the sun is shining and the wind is down. Still single digits. Yep, they don't touch there, Easton. A bullwhip, that is one cool looking snowmobile, no doubt. And what are we in? We're in the cross country vintage racer unrestored. Wow, that's pretty crazy. That's an unrestored racer, though, the old bullwhip here. Looks like it's fully restored. Here we got a Colt 295, kind of a Colt guy. I see he didn't have any stripes on him either in 74. Thought it was just the 175s that didn't have any stripes. Looks like we got Valdi over here preaching. Pretty interesting to talk to and to listen to. He's a very knowledgeable snowmobile enthusiast, vintage snowmobile enthusiast, and a huge part of the Midwest riding.
And this was their consumer model. Actually, they were selling equipment, farm equipment, and if you bought a combine, you would get one of these, you know, as an extra for your purchase. John Deere's were considered very reliable, and they were reliable. They were heavy, and have quite a following. Quite a following. The 1974
Send you that guy's phone number, Mike.
600 model.
Yes.
A John Deere snowmobile.
Yeah, he's been on the podcast many times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's Baldy.
So was this the same day as a run, or is this the next day they did show him shine?
They've condensed it down to just a 2-day show, Friday and Saturday. So this is Saturday, so that's the only day I was there. So all the riding we did and the show, that was all the same day, and then they have an awards banquet too. So it's a full day, no doubt. And so, I think there was a little more trail
what is
riding.
that right there? Is that Suzuki?
Yes.
Suzuki.
Blue one?
Oh.
Yep, the blue with
two of them on the end.
Says Suzuki.
Wow. Sorry for the interrupted, Derek.
No, that's all right. That's but yeah, I had a friend that had a Suzuki, much like that one with the red stripe down the middle, so I recognize it as a Suzuki. Unless they were rebranded as something else, like happened every once in a while, that just when you think you know what's going on, it's not a Skidoo, it's a moto ski or something. But
Midge, any reactions to this?
Oh, I mean, this show goes on forever. You can look in the distance and you see row after row after row of sleds. It's unbelievable.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a big deal, no doubt.
And I've got a question for Midge here. Let's see, this bullwhip, Midge, that reminds me an awful lot of that Kohler that Steve Dickinson had.
Yeah.
Is one a rebadge
you're
of the
right.
other?
The shape of the cab, yeah.
I'm wondering if one is a rebadge of the other.
I don't think there's a connection there, but there could be. I'm not sure.
Just a coincidence,
but
maybe?
The cowl looks very much like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now we've got a comment that's come in. Steve McLean says, I talked to that Yukon King dealer from Battle Lake, Minnesota, said it was a truckload sale, and most of them came back the following week with broken chain cases because there wasn't any oil in the chain case. Ouch.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Wow, I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
They're the ones right in the crate.
Yeah.
All right, let's see more video clips here. Let's take a look.
The mini sleds now. Easton here. We better start over here, Easton. Look at this. A fake John Deere.
Papa, you gotta get these.
Yeah. It's like they made a kitty cat and decided they were John Deere people, so they turned it into a John Deere kitty cat. Well, this is a kitty cat that the dented in bumper to prove it. Oh, here's a Merc lever converted a kitty cat to a trail twister.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool. Let's see, we got the swingers and Snow Cub, Yardman. I think that was, you could buy it out of the mail order catalog. That's about it for the mini sleds, I guess. Just a mini showing of the mini sleds. What do you find over here? Some cutters, eh? Got a scorpion cutter over here, scorpion bullhead cutter. I'm not sure what this is. This is a homemade? No, what does this say? Cutter unrestored. I don't know. I'm thinking it looks a little homemade, but it says unrestored. Maybe somebody sold it. What does it say on the side over here? Space sled. Huh, I don't know. Arctic cat cutter. That's something that you do see once in a while. We got a manta over here. Saw a couple of mantas out on the trail today, so that was pretty impressive. And we got a Merc snow twister, liquid cool 76. I'm not sure what size engine that has. Twin cylinder liquid cool, I can tell you that. That's about it. 500cc Manta. SRX, what are we in? We're in custom sleds, so maybe this is a snow twister with some other engine in it, maybe. I can't say for sure. SRX. I'm not sure what they've done to make that in the custom group. Got some skis on it. So here's an old ski with independent suspension. I'm thinking that could be the only one I've ever seen. Houston, he's located the world's largest chainsaw over here, it looks like. I don't know if that's an ice cutter. It looks like it's got a 250 engine right out of your Colt, Easton. Looks like the engine and the clutching came out of a 250 Colt, I would guess. Maybe it says, what does it say? 1974 homemade snow ice. Doesn't say, but I'm thinking that's a 250 Polaris engine and clutch system, and I'm assuming they used it for cutting ice. I would bet.
God, if this don't look dangerous as shit, I don't know what does.
So we'll look over here back to the custom sleds here. Well, here's a polished up Polaris over here. Wow, really looks pretty. AMF, a Yamaha caboose cutter. This is like a custom job. Probably one of a kind from Oshkosh, Wisconsin. A lot of chrome. Somebody got to put your sunglasses on here. Looks like they spent hours polishing the tunnel. And I've seen this before, and obviously it would be one of my favorite. Get the old Ham's Beer Kawasaki 440. Think Papa would like that snowmobile?
Yeah, you have to get that, Bubba. You have to.
Yeah, and a whip. You got Arctic Cat. Oh, here comes a Mantis tiller on a pair of old snow skis with a stool behind it. I'm pretty sure this one's not setting any speed records, but might get you out to the fish house maybe. That's a pretty good contraption there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Did they ride that
Yeah.
thing with the skis, or was that just there to look at?
I did never see it move, no, so I couldn't say for sure, but I told Easton, I said, I got an old chair and a lot of old snow skis and a Mantis tiller. We will have to make our own homebrew model.
Yeah.
Can be a
And
grandfather
I know-
and son project there.
And the Merc Twister right beside it, a 3-cylinder? I don't think I've ever seen a Twister with a 3-cylinder.
It was all custom sled. I can't remember. I did look at that a little closer, but I don't remember off the top of my head now. I almost think it would look like a Polaris engine, but
They were fast enough with the 2-cylinder in them.
oh yeah.
Yeah. And I think
Yeah.
another one of the clips we have, we take a closer look at that Merc.
Okay, maybe because I thought I looked at it closer. I couldn't remember if the camera was running or not.
Sure.
So
And then there
Yeah,
was
they
something
used
nice. Go ahead.
back when it was in Waconia originally, the custom sled category was always huge. You know, people were making them that there's like a couch with double tracks on and just the craziest contraptions you'd ever seen. And that kind of went away when it went to the ERX Speedway. So maybe next year they'll be bring some of the old contraptions out of the woodwork.
Yes. Now, speaking of contraptions, I got to go back to this saw thing, see if I get the right angle. Now, I think the last time I woke up in a sweat screaming from a nightmare, I think the boogeyman was chasing me on one of these.
That would do it.
Yeah.
That would do it.
But,
Yes,
yeah,
someone-
I'm pretty
Go
sure it's a like I say a 250 Polaris engine, and right, like I say, it's what that was their power plant. So
My dad used to help the neighbors at the cottage do that every year.
okay,
Nice.
Yeah. Bring the blocks in, put them in the shed, and put sawdust in between them. In
Yeah.
middle of August, 90 degrees
Wow.
out. And the blocks weren't froze. They're still
Yeah.
froze.
Amazing. And then we've got a comment that's come in. David from Alaska Railroad says, the guy that owns that polished Polaris must be my brother. My OCD keeps my 2005 Polaris 700 XC SP the same way. Nice. That was a sweet Polaris.
yeah, I did visit with that guy. He really wasn't planning on using it as a rider anymore. He kind of got carried away and he just turned it into a show sled or whatever. But the funny thing was, I can't remember what he was doing, like decals or something, till 4 o'clock in the morning. He just got it there on Saturday, but he was up all night long finishing it up to get it to the show.
Wow. And I think we're going to take a closer look at that Polaris here on one of these next clips. But I was looking at these kitty cats, one done up as a John Deere, another as a Merc. I'm hoping that our good friend Brian Van Haverbeek is watching tonight because he's a big kitty cat collector and enthusiast.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that Brian Van Haverbeek
Very
is looking
cool.
at these right now.
Yeah, he's got a new one he added to his collection this year.
Nice. Yeah, we had him on a couple months ago, I think.
Yeah.
So let's see what is next here. I think. All right. Yes, we got. I think this is we're going to take a look at some of these two sleds we're looking at, the Polaris and that Merc. So let's take a look, as well as a 2-up Raider.
Nice if we give a little
Here
more
we go.
information on the sheet. But we'll see what it says here. 76 Snow Twister.
Well,
Custom.
Papa, you gotta get these seats.
I'm thinking the engine looks pretty Polaris.
You gotta get these seats, Papa.
Yeah, that definitely is a nice upholstery job on the seat, no doubt. Yeah, it'd be interesting to hear a little more about that Snow Twister there, but like you say, I think the powertrain drivetrain looks pretty Polaris-ish, but it's cool looking. Black Snow Twister. Got some Raiders in the back. What is the back row? I'm not sure what the back row is, but we got Raiders. Oh, a double Raider. This could be something I've never seen before. And we'll see what the double Raider is. Oh, it's got some fancy paint. Look at that. It changes colors when you look at different directions. You see. Yeah. Twin, there you go. Twin seat. Wow. That's a crazy custom job right there. Wonder do they have 3 tracks or they just got the 2 tracks on it, or 4 tracks, or what do they have? No, just a wide track, twin track, 1 engine, but definitely spent some money on some paint. I don't know if the video shows it, but it's green in the back right here and purple in the front. And as I walk around, now the back's purple and the front's green. That is some wild looking paint.
Yeah, that is something else. That double wide radius.
Yeah.
Now,
It's
that
like
must be a
that guy
custom.
did with the Attic Cranes, Mike.
Yes, the Wampus Cat. Yes.
Put 2 together.
Yes. That's got to be custom. I can't imagine that came from the factory.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. And what do you think, Rob?
Probably didn't steer too well. I'm thinking if they didn't do something with track braking or something with the 2 tracks that wide, probably took a pretty big field to turn around then, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Arctic Cat one year came out with a 600 with the paint job like that. You looked at it a different way, and it was purple one way, green the other way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You looked at it straight on, it looked black.
Yeah.
Quite a unique way to do the paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun to see those. Now, Rob, was this Mercury everything you hoped it would be? Were you able to get a closer look at that?
Yes. A little crazy.
Yes, that is something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet that thing would scoot.
Yeah.
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 It beat that chair beside him for sure.
Yes. Yeah. Well, cool. Oh, and here we go. David from Alaska Railroad says the engine on that Snow Twister looks to be a Polaris 800 XCR engine. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I'd say it was.
Nice, nice. So let's see, 2 more clips to look at here. We're going to look at the ham sled now.
Easton thinks this deserves a quick tour of the Kawasaki hams. Oh yeah. Oh, Minnesota. I did visit with this guy up at Pequot Lakes. I think it was last year. And sounds like he doesn't miss too many shows. Got a loud XLT cruising by. Head back down this way. Let's go over here, East, and see what we see. I want to check this map out. What do you see? What's that?
What does that thing do?
What thing?
The thing that has like the letters on it?
This thing? That's to adjust the timing on that.
Oh, on the fly timing adjustment.
Yeah.
Oh.
This guy seems to know something about it, huh?
Yeah, it's my sled.
Your sled. Yeah, you spent a lot of time polishing, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
A lot of time polishing.
Yeah.
All these little brackets and mounts.
So is she a rider or show sled only?
Just a show.
Yeah.
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 I've never actually ridden it. So.
Yeah, you kind of would hate to at that point, that's for sure.
Yeah. I just got it done pretty much last night.
Oh wow.
Yep.
You've been working on it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Putting the stickers on the hood last night.
Yeah. Looks awesome.
Got in the house at 5:30 in the morning. So.
Yeah. That's good. So what is that engine? Is that
It's a 440.
A 440.
Yep.
So, yeah.
It's stock power plant for what it can
do. It's just for the flash.
Yep.
And it has that for sure. Cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Very nice.
Appreciate it.
Yep, you bet.
Yeah, very cool.
You can see why my grandson said I needed that snowmobile.
Let me put you full screen here. Let me see if I can put you full screen. Hold that. Here we go.
Oh boy.
Now, is that a vintage can?
No, that's a daily drinker, that can right there.
Oh, good. They still make that?
Oh yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
Well, Derek, I don't know what it is. Is that a brand of beer?
Yes. Yeah.
Made
That's
by what? Made by
Ham's Brewery, and back in the day of the 60s and 70s, that's how Minnesota sports teams were financed, like the Minnesota Twins. That was their sponsor. So it's been basically a local beer. They brew at different places now, but it was almost extinct a few times. But I've done my best to keep it in business since I've been about 16. So
Nice.
So who owns it now? Budweiser or anybody big?
no, it's still Ham's Brewery, but they
Still independent.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
And back
they
in the
farm
day,
it.
they had a lot of collectibles. They had a lot of Ham's beer collectibles for vintage snowmobiles back in the day.
Right. So the guy with the Ham snowmobile, the snowmobiling is a small hobby for him. He's a massive Ham's memorabilia collector from the Minneapolis area.
No kidding.
Yeah. So it looks like he'd be really into snowmobiles, and he is somewhat, but that's not his love. His love is Ham's memorabilia.
Wow.
So the mascot on the side is a bear?
A mod pipe where now?
No, the mascot, the painting on the side, is that a bear?
Yes, that's the Ham's bear.
Ham bear?
That's the logo.
Yeah, when you get off tonight, you Google the Ham's Brewery song, the logo from the 70s, and you'll probably, even though it was kind of a Midwest thing, it'll probably ring a bell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and if you get on eBay and type in Ham's Vintage Snowmobile, you'll see all kind of memorabilia come up for that.
Yeah.
And does anybody have contact information from him? It'd be fun to have him on the podcast next season to look at some of that snowmobile memorabilia.
Yeah, well, I think his snowmobile memorabilia that he has, you might be looking at. Most of it's, bar signs and
I see.
Ham's advertisements in general. So I don't
Gotcha.
know. I don't believe I don't think he has a lot of Ham's snowmobiling memorabilia, but he's got a lot of Ham's memorabilia.
Okay, yeah.
And
then
I
the
did
other
visit
question,
with him, but I don't remember his name or anything.
sure. Then the other question I had is David from Alaska Railroad was talking about this Polaris earlier, saying that might be his brother. So I'm wondering if he was able to get a good look at him and that sled and see if that is Dave's brother.
I think he was giving his brother a slam for being so OCD and keeping, not one drop of oil in anything. I think
so too.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's what he was saying. He was just giving his brother a hard time if he happened to be watching.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. All right, I misunderstood that. All right, we've got one more clip to look at. And this is the lineup of the winners, I believe.
You got the winner's circle over here. I don't know if this yet. No, this is from this year already. They already did some judging. 1980 Arctic Cat Snow Pro 340. Whoops. Look at this Suzuki. That is pretty. What class was that in? It was in the
How did a basic XLT win?
Yeah, I don't know. It's an XLT special. Pretty. Look at the mileage on it. A little short Arctic Cat. Skedaddler with loud pipes.
It's got 270 miles on it.
Not a weekender riding on it. Yeah, it looks that way too.
Look at this key fob.
Yeah, don't touch them.
Key fob.
Yeah.
You know how easy it would be to just start one of these up and just take
Yeah, you'd probably start right up 200 miles on it. The skis start look like new even. Yeah. Little short on snow here this weekend, but they did an awesome job on the trails. Let's walk down a couple rows back here.
We are just getting close to the food too.
Getting close to the food. Caribou. That's a crazy looking thing. Here's an Arctic Cat, free air with the engine sticking out of it. And it's a
Papa, look at this.
EXT, yeah. Voyager wide
Look at the
track.
tracks on this thing.
Yep, no skis needed on that one.
He actually printed an entire book, not just pictures in a leaf folder. He actually had it bound and everything. That's a real book. Wow.
There's a beautiful Yamaha here.
Papa, come here.
Oil injection, way before anybody else had thought of it. Yeah, the guy made his own book for his snowmobile.
Bought it for $8.50.
Yeah, careful with the book. Yep. So, Caribou. What do the Caribou have for an engine in there? It looks Skidoo-ish. No, it's a Kohler. Okay, Kohler engine.
76.
Looks darn nice, that's for sure.
This is a 76 TX 440. Yeah.
Look at the running boards on this rup behind you. Think they're tiny?
No.
Ski Roll. They were one of the cooler looking sleds. Got little shocks out the back. And must be early 70s. I'm not sure what year. I might have to mosey around front and see what year that was, because
This one's
it's like
shiny
72
now.
or something maybe. But it's 72 right on there. That's what I was guessing. They were still making a lot of snowmobiles in 72. Look at that Colt back there. It kind of looks like home territory. Is that a, what is that? Is that a 250?
Yeah, but this is a lot nicer.
Yeah, I guess. He's pretty much restored. Oh, 340. When it's got twin carbs on it, 73.
This one's a lot nicer than yours.
Yeah, just curious. I guess I'm not going to be able to tell for sure. 73. My 71 has twin carbs. I'm going to shut the camera off and crawl under the hood here.
Yeah, some good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful cat.
Yes.
Yeah. This is a restored racer, I think, is the category he was in.
What was your grandson's favorite one? Tell Easton to send a message.
Yeah. His favorite one was whatever one he was looking at the moment, for the most part. I see that Skedaddler had the big pipe sticking out. That's another thing that was a big deal back in Waconia. They had ice racing, but they also had a loud snowmobile contest, and they put the snowmobile up on a jack stand and with a meter, and they'd have a big, and I mean, they were just insanely loud. So that's back when it was a 3-day event, so they had lots of time to do little side shows to the show.
Sure.
Nice. And then this
So we were
twin
talking
track
about all the different brands
ahead,
of snowmobiles. I tapped some knowledge of my friend Steve that was on here tonight, or maybe he's still on here or whatever, and I was asking him if he had a list of all the snowmobiles that were made in Minnesota, just to kind of, since we're kind of intruding into the Eastern snowmobile venue out there, and but he just next day he sent me 15 snowmobile brands that were actually manufactured in Minnesota.
Oh,
So
wow, yeah.
that's my little plug for Minnesota.
Nice. That's cool.
Well, you guys out in the Midwest, you guys are the ones that manufactured everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
let's face it, you know, Detroit built the automobiles out there. John Deere's built out there.
Polaris and
a
Cat.
lot of tractor companies are built out there. You guys kick butt, boys, as far as manufacturing things.
Yeah, so we had Herders, Polaris, Arctic Cat, Brute, Scorpion, Boa Ski, Boatel, Viking, Jet Dynamics, Larson, Ridge Runner, Luger, Snow Mule, Swinger, and on and on. There's still there's a lot of them.
Yeah, Rob, yeah. What a time, huh?
Yeah.
That was the golden age.
Wasn't it?
Yeah. Now, I wanted to make a comment about this twin track Caribou right here. I recognize that. The owner of that, I wish I could think of his name. I'm having a senior moment. But he was on the podcast, the first season of the podcast that we did 6 years ago. And he restored that with his daughter. And I remember that book. He had all the images, put them all together and had a book. And he sent me all of those images, and we put those on the podcast. And they restored everything with that. They didn't leave anything unturned or anything undone in that restoration. And it was him and his daughter that did it. And she was on the podcast also.
That's beauty.
So if someone is curious about that, go back 5 seasons of the podcast and you should be able to find that. But anything else on this before we pull this away?
I thanks for taking all the extra time to show off some of the videos there, but we'll be back next year, so we'll see if we can get a little better quality video in some of them. But I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully with some snow.
They were great.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought they were great.
Yeah, and we really appreciate you sharing your footage with us, and that's one of the things I like doing with this podcast is that we have the ability, if someone is willing to share footage with us, we can see what people are doing all across the snow belt in this hobby.
Right.
So I'm putting that out there to encourage others. If you're going to vintage snowmobile events like that, please take some footage and share it with us, and it's something we can all enjoy. And it's the marvel of the technology we have today is that someone in Minnesota can share footage with someone in Vermont, and we can put it on here. We can all enjoy it.
Exactly. Yep.
That makes it a whole lot of fun, at least in my experience, anyway.
Yep, I enjoy that aspect of it as well. Been fun to see you getting to kind of know you guys over the airwaves here or whatever, and see what you guys are doing, and you're having as much fun as we are. I didn't think it was possible.
Yeah, it's true. It's a great way for this community. We can all get to know each other and see what people are doing, and it's a gathering place for everybody who's into it.
That's great footage.
Yeah, you're welcome. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you, Dirk. Well, cool. So we're going to wind it down, and we're going to go around the circle clockwise here with final comments. Dirk, any final comments?
Well, I guess we were kind of touching on it, but like you say, I certainly enjoy and try to catch the show every week. Sometimes life gets in the way, but I'm glad I stumbled across this several years ago, and glad I can help make it a success for you guys.
For sure. Yeah, we appreciate having you on, and you've been on many times. It's always good having you on. And we've got comments coming in. Mad Dog says, nice show tonight. Would like to make that show sometimes. Yeah, for sure. And David from Alaska Railroad says, nice show. And he also says that Midge was right. I misunderstood his comment earlier, or Rob was right. Yeah. But go ahead, Midge, final comment.
Yeah, I enjoyed that colt ride. It was like I was right on the sled. That was
not as much as we did, but
for sure. Go ahead,
and
Rod.
the show, of course. I mean, that show was just phenomenal.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Derek, thanks for coming on, showing us all your videos, and enjoy your grandson. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see you can do something with them instead of some of the kids just playing on the computer with them.
Yeah, I got 6 grandkids and 1 on the way, so they're all not quite as much into snowmobiling, but if they're
have you bought them a toolbox yet?
They're gonna snowmobile.
Have you bought them a toolbox yet?
A toolbox? Well, we're actually fixing a lawnmower. We're starting with the basics. We got a lawnmower project that we've been working on, and winter came and that got put in the back burner. So he's going to get a lawnmower running here now this summer. So
nice. Good way to learn about small engines.
Yeah.
And people like Easton are the future of this hobby. If we can get them interested in it, that's the future of this. Because in 20 years, 30 years or so, all of us are going to be gone, and that's going to be the future of it.
Well, you might be. I'll still be here.
They have a lot of distractions, the other things they could be interested in. So it definitely makes Grandpa happy when at least one of them, or they're all, like they say, they all kind of get snowmobile a little bit force fed, but Easton's taking it by big spoonsful.
Nice. Yeah. Well, cool. Well, thank you, Dirk, for coming on. And as always, Rob and Midge, always great having you guys on. Thank you to our viewers. And before we switch it over to giving the last word to Amsoil, just wanted to give one more tip of the hat to our dear friend, Bobby Dodge, who passed away over the weekend. He will be missed. This community will not be the same without him.
Great show. We'll catch you next week.
And last word to Amsoil. Have a good one, everyone. Oh, next week we're doing a replay, but we'll catch you in 2 weeks. Hello, everyone. This is Rob and Mike. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing good. Mike, yourself?
Very well. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Now, today, we're going to be talking about Amsoil. And in a few moments, we're going to show you how you can get the deepest discounts, free shipping, and free gifts when you order your Amsoil products through us. But first, I'm going to ask Rob to give you a quick description of what Amsoil is and why you should consider using Amsoil products in your motorized vehicles.
Thanks, Mike. Amsoil is 100% synthetic oil. Everybody uses Amsoil for a different reason. Some people like the benefits that Amsoil is warranted for 25,000 miles or 1 year. The reason we can do that is because Amsoil doesn't oxidize. It doesn't form the usual carbons, gums, sludges like petroleum oils do. That's why we can keep it in the engines longer. Petroleum oils never do wear out. They oxidize themselves. That's why they have to be changed at 3,000 kilometers. And Amsoil likes the benefit that you only have to change the oil once a year. That saves some money. Some of the people like the benefit of Amsoil is it's a slipperier type lube. By having a slipperier type lube, it cuts down friction and drag. By less friction and drag, engines run 20 to 50 degrees cooler, better gas mileage. Now, Amsoil says 25% more protection than the industry requires is in the Amsoil bottles. My average customer gets about 10% increase in gas mileage. That's a big savings.
Yeah.
And by cutting down friction and drag, for every 10 degrees you cut down the friction and drag, doubles the life of the engine. So by having the engine run cooler, it makes it last longer. Some people like the benefit of the range of the Amsoil. Amsoil's flash point is 425 degrees, and it pours at 50 below zero. Wow. If you ever tried petroleum oil when it's 10 below, it turns to honey. And in the summertime, petroleum oil thins out, and once it thins out, that's when it starts breaking down. So Amsoil's an all-season oil, can give you better gas mileage, longer engine life, less maintenance. It ends up being cheaper over a year's time running Amsoil than it is petroleum oils.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And Amsoil is available for pretty much any motorized vehicle, anything from lawn equipment, cars, trucks, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles.
Yep. And a lot of people phone me up and say, well, what's the benefit of our gear lube? Exactly what I told you about the engine oil. It pours in cold weather, it runs cooler, makes the equipment last longer. And they say, well, what's the benefit of the small engine? Same thing. Makes the engine run cooler, last longer, better performance. So it saves on all the applications that Amsoil has available.
Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, let's talk now. Hopefully this has convinced people to think about maybe joining us in the Amsoil experience. Let's talk about some of the discounts and free shipping and how that all happens. I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen. And yeah, by all means, if you want to talk people through how this preferred customer program works.
Amsoil has a number of different programs. One of our main ones is a catalog customer, where somebody can order directly out of our catalog. If they order out of the catalog, they order $100 worth, Amsoil will ship it right to their house. But our best program is our preferred customer. For only $10 for 6 months, you become a preferred customer, you save 25% on all the product. You order $100 worth, they're going to give you free shipping. You don't have to order a whole case. You can mix and match. Say you want 4 bottles of small engine, 7 bottles of 5W30, and a couple of gear loops. You can mix and match. You can order 1 bottle at a time if you want. There's no minimums, no maximums. By being a preferred customer, you save over 25% on all the products you're going to buy. Amsoil sends you extra gifts, a $5 gift certificate on your birthday, $5 when you renew your account, and stuff like that. So it's a good way to save on some of the products you want to buy.
For sure. Yeah, it's an incredible value. And this is the deepest level of discount that anyone can get when ordering Amsoil. Is that correct?
It is.
Wonderful. So let's take people through the step-by-step experience of placing an Amsoil order. Then that would include signing up for the preferred customer preferred customer program, so they can receive those deepest levels of discount. So let's go to the website. This is what the website's going to look like. These are some screenshots. Once you go to amsoil.com, there's a link in the description, or you can just type that into a browser, amsoil.com. This is the page you land on. At the upper corner of the page there, you see how I've circled in red. That is the link to click, the Join Now link. That will take you to the Preferred Customer Program page, where you can take advantage of all of these discounts and free shipping and everything that we've just been talking about. This is what that page looks like. In the lower right, you're going to click Join Now. This will pop up. You select the duration you'd like, whether it's 6 months or 12 months, and click Add to Cart. Now, once this pop-up goes away, you'll be back on the main page. And the upper left, you'll see where I've got that red arrow. It says Shop. Now you can start shopping for products, and on your very first order, you're going to get these discounts and the free shipping as long as it's over $100. You'll get all of these benefits right away. So once you click Shop, it's going to take you to the product page. There's different types of oils, lubricants, so on and so forth. For the benefit of this exercise we're doing now, I'm just going to click motor oil. It shows different types of motor oil. Let's click gasoline. Now this takes us to an item. It's their synthetic motor oil. And you can see the item there, and there's choices for different viscosities. But take a look at the price. Let's take a closer look. Let's zoom in. But if you've joined the preferred customer program first, you're going to automatically get the deepest levels of discount. That's what we're looking at here. You're saving $3.80 on that quart of oil. Instead of paying $16.29, you're now paying $12.49 for that quart of oil. That is the deepest level of discount you can possibly get. And then you just add the quantity that you'd like. You select any other items that you're thinking about, add them to the cart. And once you click Add to Cart for the final time, you're going to see this come up at the top of the screen. It's going to show your items and your the total that you're at so far. Pardon me. And then you just click View Cart in the upper right, and that'll take you to your cart. Take a close look here at the upper right. That blue box shows that you're getting free shipping. You're eligible for free shipping on this order because it's over $100. That little yellow box shows that you've got the preferred customer membership on your order that gives you the deepest levels of discounts for the next 6 to 12 months. And then below that, you've got the items that have been selected. For the exercise here, I selected 9 quarts of the signature series, but that brings us up over $100 for the free shipping. We're saving $34.20. And if you're ready to finish, you click checkout now, and that takes you to this screen here. If you haven't signed up with an AMSOIL account at this point, just click in the lower right to create an account, create a new account. It's going to ask you for some basic information, name and those types of things. Now let's take a closer look. You'll see this gray shaded box. This is a very important box. This is going to ask you if someone has referred you to AMSOIL. And if so, please enter my name. My name is Mike LaPierre. It's spelled right there on the screen for the correct spelling. And also the referral number, 304-555-94. That's how you make sure that Rob and I get credit for this. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have signed up for AMSOIL under Rob. So when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. So if you enjoy these podcasts that we're doing, this is a wonderful way to support the podcast, because when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. And the commissions I make go directly toward offsetting the cost of doing these podcasts. So I thank you in advance for that, for using my referral number. I very much appreciate it. And once you've done that, you just go into the next screen to enter your payment information, and you're done. Now, once you've placed your order that's over $100, and that order includes your AMSOIL Preferred Customer Program, you are now eligible to get a free DVD from myself. Now, this is going to be either a muscle car DVD or a vintage snowmobile DVD. Use the email address on the screen, wkspodcasts@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know which DVD you would like me to send you, the muscle car or the vintage snowmobile DVD, and I'll get that right out to you. As you're typing in that email, in the subject line, be sure and type in capital letters, free DVD requests, so it stands out as I'm checking my email, and we'll get that right out to you. So I guess the last thing, Rob, that we wanted to talk about is if someone is considering AMSOIL as a business opportunity.
Yes. If anybody has a retail or a commercial account and they would like to buy directly from AMSOIL, just send Mike a line. He'll show you how to set up, and you can buy directly from AMSOIL. But if you are interested in starting your own part-time business, a part-time business that can grow into a full-time income, Mike and I will show you the AMSOIL marketing plan. AMSOIL has a large selection of products that cover almost every application. So it doesn't matter if you're into snowmobile, boating, or ATVing, or hot rods. We have an oil for every application. It's a fun type business that's I really enjoy doing. Where else can I go and have fun and make money doing it? And Mike and I are here to help you all the way along. If you need any help on how to promote or to find new accounts, we're here to help you.
For sure. So when you sign up under that number, this 304-555-94, you're getting Rob and I as a team. Now, Rob has been doing AMSOIL for 40 years. Can you believe that? 40 years. So he knows every aspect of this business, and he knows all of the ins and outs of the products. So he'll be able to help you with any kind of product questions or any kind of questions to show you the different business models that you can do with AMSOIL. And then the other thing that you get when you sign up under me is I've got a strong background in social media. So if you need some coaching on how to generate AMSOIL leads using Facebook and YouTube, I'm happy to coach you with that when you sign up under Rob and I. You get both of us as a team to help you, to coach you, to support you, whatever you need to get you off and running with this business and having fun with it. Like Rob said, it's an enormous amount of fun. If you're like Rob and I and you enjoy going to any kind of boat shows, car shows, motorcycle shows, snowmobile shows, anything with a motor, you like going to those shows, those events, those races, this is a great way to turn that into a income opportunity for you.
Yes. And just by wearing my AMSOIL hat at one of these events, people come up and ask me about AMSOIL. People don't know where to buy it, and I'm there to help them, show them where they can buy the product.
Perfect. Well, cool. Well, this is great. Any final thoughts, Rob, before we wrap it up?
AMSOIL's a fun business. AMSOIL's been around since 1968. It was the first synthetic oil to be AI approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's very early in the game too, isn't it?
Yes.
For sure. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for viewing. Hopefully, we've gotten you excited as we are about the AMSOIL products. We'd love it if you could join us either as someone who uses the AMSOIL products or to join the AMSOIL team as a business opportunity. And we thank you so much for viewing. Have a great day.
You have a good day.